Starting in 2020, I became interested in old 19th century photographic processes. Problem is, most of them require materials that I'm either unable or unwilling to work with. The most common form of daguerreotyping, for example, requires the use of mercury vapor. So I thought it might be enjoyable to figure out how to make photographs as simply as I could, and over the past few years I've been slowly chipping away at that problem. Making and exposing the film is easy, and I've had it down pat from the start. You just mix silver nitrate and potassium iodide solutions together, spread the resulting halide onto thick paper, and wait for it to dry. I made a camera out of a simple cardboard box, and I can use 3D printed attachments to adjust the lens focus as needed. My first images used a simple pinhole camera, and so are quite indistinct, but using a lens makes them much clearer and take less time to expose, though the exposure times are still quite long, about an hour and a half. The upside of that, of course, is that it doesn't require the images to be developed. Now, the hardest part to figure out has been the final step, fixing, and I've only figured out how to do this properly in the last year or so. Initially, I tried to use sodium thiosulfate, but the store where I get my chemicals only had very dilute solutions, of 0.05 molars or less, which never worked. Instead, I found that using sodium thiocyanate solution was able to fix the image almost completely using much less, only about 5 grams per photograph, though using 10 grams is more consistent. Now from here, I'd like to take it further in figuring out how to turn my negatives into positives other than just by scanning and inverting them digitally. To do this, I'd need to put the image on a transparent medium like glass or plastic to make positives, but my current procedure for creating the film only works on paper, literally. I've tried putting the halide in an egg white suspension on a glass plate, which makes quite good images, but scatters the light passing through it too much for positive prints. I imagine I'll either have to use some other medium like gelatin, or invert my fixing process on paper, washing away the silver and then exposing the remaining halide.